Ted Cruz had a shockingly personal moment at the Republican debate, but naturally, since he's Ted Cruz, the personal moment derailed and he ended up face-planting hard. So listen to the intimate details of this, and then look at where he takes it at the end. This is incredible.
My older sister, Miriam, who was my half-sister, struggled her whole life with drug and alcohol addiction. My father and her mom divorced when she was a little girl, and she was angry her whole life. And she ended up marrying a man who'd been in and out of jail. She then became a single mom, and she herself went to jail several times, and she ended up spending some time in a crack house. I still remember my father and me driving up to get Miriam out of that crack house to try to convince her she needed to be a mom to my nephew Joey. She wasn't willing to listen. She was not willing to change the path she was on. She was angry. I had just gotten my first job coming out of law school. I took a $20,000 loan on a credit card to put my nephew Joey in Valley Forge Military Academy. He was in 6th grade at the time, to pay his way through that. And about 5-6 years ago, Miriam died of an overdose. The coroner ruled it accidental. We don't know. She went to sleep one night, had taken too many pills, and Joey walked in and found her dead. This is an absolute epidemic. We need leadership to solve it. Solving it has to occur at the state and local level with programs like AA and counseling and churches and charities, but it also has to occur securing the borders, because you've got Mexican cartels that are smuggling vast amounts of heroin into this country. We know how to secure the borders. What is missing is the political will to do it. And as president, I will secure the border. We will end this deluge of drugs that is flowing over our southern border and that is killing Americans across this country.
That's low, dude. He took a personal story about a relative of his dying from an overdose, and he transitioned that story to, fuck the Mexicans, to, border security, immigration is the problem. What the fuck are you talking about? If you're going to give this personal story, you should probably go to this real solution to said problem, which is, you should, in my view, decriminalize drugs or legalize, tax, and regulate drugs. But for people who have genuine addiction issues, the answer is rehab, treating it like a medical problem and not like a criminal problem. At no point in his faux deep story did he say, that's why I'm able to view this from a more humanitarian perspective and from an altruistic perspective, and see addicts as people with a problem and say that they deserve rehab and we need to stop this crazy drug war. He didn't say that. He said, border security. And none of that is true either. There was a study that came out recently which found that not only is immigration net zero, now we have Mexicans going back to Mexico. They're like, fuck this, I'm out, I'm going back there. By the hundreds of thousands. So he's just using this very personal story as a prop to do a right-wing talking point of, secure the border, immigration's terrible, isn't it? That's what we got to fix that. No, you jackass. The answer is treat addiction like a medical problem and not a criminal problem, but he can't bring himself to do it. Ted Cruz has had many sleazy, grotesque, abhorrent moments, but this one might take the cake.